Hello students, a very warm welcome to today's lecture. So in today's video, I am going to discuss a very important topic of Inquest. It is one topic which I can say with confidence will come in every exam. This is a favorite topic of examiner and every student, MBBS student must know Inquest, its types. Can come as long question, a very high probability. It can sometimes a part of this can come as a short question. MCQ definitely will be there and very important viva. Every examiner will ask you this from every student what is Inquest. So let's start today's lecture. So what is the definition of Inquest? So what is inquest? Basically, whenever a death occurs, which is not natural. Natural, I mean the person has not died because of some disease like cancer, or the person has not died because of old age. So that is unnatural death. A death can be natural or unnatural. Natural means dying due to old age or due to some natural disease. Other than that, every death is called unnatural death. For example, accidental death, a murder, suicide, all these are unnatural deaths. So whenever an unnatural death occurs, it needs to be investigated by some legal authority. And which is the legal authority most commonly investigating? It is the police. So it is basically inquiry conducted, a legal fact-finding inquiry conducted to do what? To find the cause, what is the cause of death, and under what circumstances the person died, why the person died. When the death happened is not due to natural cause. So this is inquest. A definition you should know by heart. Now death can be natural or unnatural. Natural is due to old age or due to disease. No inquiry is needed. No foul play is there. We are not suspecting any wrong thing. We don't want any investigation. We know the cause of death. The doctor is given the cause of death certificate. That's enough. But unnatural cases, unnatural deaths, where a person has committed suicide, a person killed by another person. Homicide means one person killing another person. Death of one person by the hands of another person. Or infanticide. Infanticide means death of a child below 1 year of age, not due to natural causes. A child below 1 year of age dying due to some unnatural causes. Death from accident. It can be road accident. It can be accident in a factory, a machine, due to machine. Somebody was negligent. Somebody is responsible for that accident. Death due to poisoning. Take intake of drugs. Fall from height. Every death due to burns. Why did the person die? Did somebody try to burn a person? What is accidental burns? Or the person coming? How will you find that? Is somebody responsible for that? Has somebody tried to commit a murder? All these are unnatural deaths. Sudden death. We don't know why a body is found, a person is found unconscious. We have given the CPR, first aid, but we could not revive the person. Person's body is found. We don't know why the person died. Person may have not been murdered. It may not be accident, but still we don't know why the person died. Was he poisoned? We don't know. So it needs to be investigated. Death on the operation theatre, in the operation theatre. A person is undergoing operation for some disease, some surgery, and death happens. Some unexpected event happens. He may react, he may have some adverse reaction. We don't know. Was the anesthesia given correct? Was the operation done correct? We don't know. Was the doctor negligent? We don't know. So it needs to be investigated. There is always an allegation of negligence in such cases against the doctor. Death due to medical negligence within 24 hours of admission in hospital needs to be investigated. Anybody dying in jail, in police custody, was the police responsible? Was that person tortured? Was that person sick and not taken to the hospital by the doctor? All these cases need to be investigated. Death occurring in mental hospital, which was not supposed to happen. And all cases of dowry deaths. All these qualify as unnatural cases and inquest is done. All these cases. Now students, what is the purpose of inquest? Now we have learned that it is a fact-finding inquiry where we are trying to find the facts. What is the cause of death? What are circumstances of death? Police is doing the investigation. But what are the purposes, the four main purposes of inquest? First is to identify the body, identity of the disease. Because sometimes the bodies are found in some lake, some water body drowned. Sometimes the body is found on the road. Sometimes the body is found on the railway tracks. Sometimes a burnt body is found. Body is completely burnt. We don't know whether it was a female or male even. Sometimes body is so much burnt. So first we need to identify the person. Who is this person? What was the age of the person? What is the gender of the person? So identity of the body is very, very important. Then police many times has the missing person complaint. Whether the body which has been found, it belongs to a missing person whose complaint was there. We don't know. So all that has to be found. Identity of the person. Then where was the death happened? Was the body moved from the place of death? For example, a murderer, a person who has killed somebody. Now he's dumped the body to some other place. We don't know. So we need to find the place of the death. The police has to find that. Then police wants to know the time of death. How long has passed since the person died? Is this 1 year old, 1 day old body? Did this person die 2 days back or 3 days back? What was the time of death? When was the death occurred? Very important. Last cause of death. Why did the person die? And based on the cause of death, was it an accident, was suicide or homicide? So very important, these four purposes of the inquest. Now students, what are the types of inquest? Students, in India, there are two types of inquest done. In this lecture, we are covering 4 types of inquest, but the last 2 are not done in India. In India, only 2 types of inquest occur. That is the police inquest and the other is magistrate inquest. The most common is police inquest. Majority of the cases of unnatural death are investigated by the police. But there are some special cases in which the inquiry is done by a magistrate, not by the police. We will study this now. So who gives the power to the police to do inquest? It is the section 194 of the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita, BNSS. Students, in my previous video, I have covered in detail BNS and BNSS, the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, BNS, and the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita, the BNSS. So please go and check my previous video to understand what is BNS and what is BNSS. So police gets their power to do inquest from the section 194 of the BNSS. Section 194 of the BNSS describes what a police should do in case of unnatural deaths. Very important, this section you should remember. So whenever a death occurs, an unnatural death, the officer in charge of the police station, in wherever the death has occurred, the police officer in whose area that area falls, in whose jurisdiction of the police station that area falls, he is responsible to conduct the inquest. If the police officer in charge is busy, is not able to go, is not available, he can authorize the other police officer to go and do the inquest. But sometimes the question is asked, what should be the minimum rank of the police officer doing the inquest? Friends, there is no rank mentioned in the section 194 of the BNSS. The rank of the police officer is not mentioned. But usually it is assumed that at least an officer of the rank of sub-inspector must do the inquest. An officer below the rank of sub-inspector should not be made responsible for police inquest. The minimum rank should be sub-inspector. Students, in some books, it is written that the rank should be minimum senior head constable. So if you are reading a book, the book which is being followed in your college mentions senior head constable, you can answer in Viva, the rank is senior head constable. But as per the law, section 194 BS, no rank is mentioned. And who will conduct the magistrate inquest? It can be conducted by judicial magistrate or executive magistrate. Friends, there are 2 types of magistrates now. One are judicial magistrates. Now, judicial magistrates are judicial officers. They are junior judges. The lawyers who are trying to become judge, when they qualified the exam to become a judge, they are given the appointment of judicial officers. They are junior judges. And who are executive magistrates? Executive magistrates are the IAS officers or the State Public Service Commission officers. People who qualify the exams of IAS become IAS officers. They are district magistrates or they are sub-divisional magistrates. Sometimes people qualify the State Public Service Commission exam. They also become executive magistrates of the state cadre. So these are two types of magistrates. So both of them have the power to do inquest, magistrate inquest. And these powers are granted to them by Section 196 of the BNSS. Very, very important. So now friends, whenever a police is going to investigate a case of death, police must inform the magistrate of that area. Police must inform the magistrate of that area that a death has occurred and we are doing the police inquest. But a magistrate is a very senior person. He does not need to inform any higher authority. The police has to inform the higher authority, that is the magistrate of that area. But the magistrate is already they are very senior officers. They don't need to inform anybody. They can just conduct the inquest at their own. Now, what types of cases are handled by the police and magistrate? Usually all cases of unnatural death are handled by police. It's the police which goes to the scene of crime, the scene of death and does the inquest. But there are few special cases where magistrate does the inquest, and we'll study what are the cases. So students, this is the cases where the police does the inquest, all unnatural deaths. All natural deaths, suicide, homicide, sudden death, burns, poisoning, all these cases are handled by the police. But there are now these special conditions where the magistrate inquest is done. You should know these. These are specifically asked in exams. In which cases will the magistrate inquest be done? Now, there are 4 conditions given in section. Now, students, the police inquest is described in section 194. But this section 194 also gives exceptions where instead of police, magistrate must do the inquest. And what are these conditions? Magistrate inquest is described in section 196, but some conditions of magistrate inquest are described in section 194. So these conditions are, if a lady, a married woman, dies within 7 years of marriage, if there is a married woman and she was within 7 years of marriage and she has died. Now, any one of the 4 conditions is there. If she dies by suicide, if there is an allegation that the lady has committed a suicide, she was married within 7 years of marriage, it will be a case of magistrate inquest. Magistrate will inquire this case. If there is any suspicious of foul play, the death of a married woman has occurred within 7 years of marriage and there is any suspicion, कोई भी शक है कि she has died due to some offence, it will be a magistrate inquest. If the relatives of the lady who had died, the mother, the father, the brother or sister, any relative of the lady who has died, request the magistrate for inquest, it will be a magistrate inquest. And if there is any doubt regarding the cause of death, it will be magistrate. So any doubt regarding the death of a married woman within 7 years of marriage, and the relatives go and inform the police that we are having a doubt of foul play, we think it was not a natural death, we think somebody has killed her, it will be magistrate inquest. Now friends, nowhere in the section 194 or 196 dowry is written. Most of the Indian textbooks, they write dowry death in magistrate inquest, but actually if you read the section 194 and 196 of the BNSS, dowry word is not used. But what is dowry death? Dowry death means a lady, married lady, she has been killed, she has been tortured by the family for dowry, her death has occurred. So probably now because she is a married lady, so most of the time there's suspicion of dowry. So probably most of the authors have included dowry death into this. But actually in the section, dowry death is not mentioned. Now coming to the next point, when will be the magistrate inquest? Please, if there's an allegation on the police for torturing a person in the custody, or if there's an allegation on the police that police did not take care of the person in the police custody, he was sick, he was asking to be taken to a doctor, and police was negligent. Can you ask the police to investigate itself? The police who is under the suspicion, who is being alleged, उनके ऊपर इल्ज़ाम लग रहा है, of torturing the person, can the police be asked to investigate the police? No. Whenever the police is under suspicion of death in their custody, it will be a magistrate inquest. Because magistrate is senior to them, it will be conducted by a magistrate. So death or disappearance from police custody, a magistrate inquest will be done. A rape, alleged rape of a woman in police custody or custody authorized by when sometimes what happens, magistrates, judicial magistrates or the courts, they give a person into police custody. They think that person should be in police custody to help in the investigation or he should be questioned. Sometimes the custody is authorized by the courts. If there is a police custody or it's a court custody, if the death of the person occurs, the person disappears, if a lady is there and she's alleging that she has been raped, it will be magistrate inquest. Any death occurring in a police encounter is a magistrate inquest. Now there is a suspicion, maybe police have just killed that person. There was no need to do the encounter. Maybe that person was surrendering. So any death occurring in the police encounter is a magistrate inquest. So students, you must know by heart these conditions where magistrate inquest is done. So moving to the next slide. So in police inquest, now what happens is when the police reaches the site of the crime where dead body is there, it takes the statement of two persons available who has seen the body, who has informed the police or who are the relatives of the person. This is known as punch witnesses. They are called punch and the statements are taken and they sign these statements. So police needs to do that. But in case of magistrate inquest, magistrates is not mandated to take the statement. Police will help the magistrate. See, students, in magistrate inquest also, all the work on ground is done by police only. It's not that the magistrate is doing everything on ground. Actually, it is the police only, but it is being done under the supervision of the magistrate as per the directions of the magistrate. Magistrate cannot come on the ground and do everything by himself. He has all other things also to do. He is a very senior officer. He has all other roles to play. But here in magistrate inquest, everything will be done under the supervision of magistrate as per the directions of the magistrate. That is practically actually what happens. So police assist the magistrate, but no formal signature of the witnesses is mandatory in these cases. The police inquest, the initial statements of the punches taken is very limited value. They are not substantive evidence. But whatever statements are recorded by the magistrate are very, very important, are legally valuable, admissible in courts. So his reason is the magistrate is a very senior person, is a very wise officer, very intelligent, very well educated person, very highly qualified person. So the magistrate's word have very high weightage. If a magistrate is recording a statement, it is more value and weightage than when a police officer is taking the statement. Police cannot issue warrants except in cognizable offences. Students, in my previous lecture video, I have explained difference in cognizable and non-cognizable. Please go to that video and learn from there. In magistrate inquest, magistrate can issue arrest warrants. Next, police cannot order exhumation. Magistrate can order exhumation. Now, what is exhumation? Now, let's understand what is exhumation. Students, sometimes what happens when the death of the person is occurred, now, as per the religious rites, sometimes that body is buried. Now, sometimes the body is burnt, as it happens is many times in cases of Hindus. When the body is burnt, it becomes ashes. We cannot do anything. But in many other religions and in many as per tradition of that community, many times bodies are buried into the ground. Taking out of those bodies from the ground for post-mortem examination is called exhumation. Sometimes the police or the magistrate may feel that there is a need to examine the body again, to investigate. A second post-mortem is required. So body can be exhumed. So body can be taken out from the burial ground. This is called exhumation. But police has no powers to order for exhumation. Police cannot order exhumation. If the police wants an exhumation, they have to go to magistrate. Magistrate has the powers to order exhumation. Only on the written orders of magistrate exhumation of the body, that is taking out the buried body for investigation, can be done. The body can be sent for autopsy by the police, but magistrate can order the postmortem. Body can be taken for the postmortem by the police to the doctors. They have to request the doctor for the postmortem. But magistrate can order postmortems. Police cannot order postmortem. Police can request for postmortems. Friends, next point is chemical analysis of viscera. Now, what is the meaning of chemical analysis? What happens when there's a death has occurred and the postmortem is being done? Sometimes there is a doubt of poisoning. Sometimes the postmortem conducting doctor or the police may think of poisoning, that it could be a case of poisoning. Now, to detect the poison in the body, the viscera means the internal organs, and the blood sample and the urine sample are collected. Some tissues are collected, organs are collected, they are packed, they are preserved, and then they are sent to forensic science labs. Now, forensic science labs are not your normal biochem labs or pathology labs or microbiology labs. Forensic science labs are independent labs. They are under state government or central government. They are there to detect the poison in the organs. So, these samples are given to the police. Police take these samples to forensic science labs, and these samples are analyzed in forensic science labs to detect the poisons. So, police cannot independently order chemical analysis. Doctor can suggest a chemical analysis. Doctor can ask police that in this case the chemical analysis should be done. Only then I can give my opinion on the cause of death in police inquest. But a magistrate can order for chemical analysis. Magistrate can order for chemical analysis of viscera. Police cannot order. Police can request. Now, which is more superior? Is it the police inquest which is more superior or the magistrate? Obviously, now the magistrate inquest is superior. A magistrate is a more powerful person. He is a more qualified person. He is more wise person, a more intelligent person. He is an independent person without not under pressure. So, magistrate inquest is far superior to police inquest. It's independent and judicial. Now, if it is being done by a judicial officer, it is very powerful. So, friends, these are the differences in police inquest and magistrate inquest, and you must know and understand them by heart. Now, coming to the next. Now, friends, two other types of inquests are there. One is coroner's inquest and one is medical examiner inquest. Now, these two types are not done in India. In India, we have police inquest and magistrate inquest. In India, we do not have coroner's inquest and medical examiner system. But these are very important systems, very effective systems. These are practiced in foreign countries. And many times viva questions, short notes come from these topics. So you should know these topics. Now let's understand coroner's inquest. Now, who is a coroner who is doing the inquest? Now, coroner is an advocate. He is a legal officer. He is an attorney. Or he can be a magistrate with more than 5 years experience. So basically, he can be an advocate or a junior judge or a magistrate, judicial officer. Now, he is a very qualified officer. He has the knowledge of law. He is appointed by the state government to conduct inquest into unnatural death. Whenever an unnatural death is there, the government of the states, they appoint a legal officer as a coroner to conduct inquiry into this case. Now, because they are legal officers, they can be magistrates also. They have quasi-judicial powers. Quasi-judicial means they have some limited powers of judges. They can summon witnesses. Summon witness means if they feel that somebody has some knowledge about that case, they can ask that person to come and give the witness. They can conduct inquiry similar to courts. They have the power to conduct inquiry like a court. But they cannot impose punishment. Coroner has some powers, judicial powers. They can summon the witness. They can conduct an inquiry like a court, but they cannot give punishment. Now, is coroner's inquest done in India? No. In India, we do not have coroner's inquest. Very important MCQ and viva question. So, where is the coroner's inquest done? It is done in some states of USA. Please remember, it is not done in all states of USA. Only some states of USA, few states of USA. It is followed in United Kingdom, in Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Hong Kong. Coming to the last topic for today, medical examiner system. Now, students, sometimes the question is asked, which is the best system? Is it the police inquest, or is it the magistrate inquest, or is it coroner inquest, or it is the medical examiner system? The answer is medical examiner system. This is the best system. And why it is the best system? Because here a doctor is doing the inquest. A medically qualified person. Most of the time it's a forensic pathologist. He is doing the inquest. System of death investigation conducted by a medically qualified expert known as medical examiner. Who is a medical examiner? He is a doctor. He is a forensic pathologist who is empowered by the government to do the inquest in cases of unnatural death. Now, just understand, students, that if a doctor will also do the postmortem of that case, that particular doctor is going to a scene of crime or accident. He is collecting the first aid evidence. All the evidences are being collected by the doctor himself. He is interviewing the witnesses. Now, this doctor has the first-hand knowledge of the crime scene. Now, the same doctor is performing the autopsy. Now, because he already has collected the evidences, he has seen the crime scene, he has some basic idea. Now, he is conducting autopsy. So, he can correlate his autopsy findings with the crime scene and the evidences he collected, and can determine the cause and manner of death. So, same doctor is doing all the investigations here. Same doctor. So, he can correlate the findings in much better way. He can form a very fine, refined opinion. But this doctor, because he is not a judicial officer, has no judicial powers. He cannot examine witness. He cannot authorize arrest or punishment. It is not followed in India. Please remember, not done in India, but most states of USA. Coroner system was done in some states of USA. Medical exam system is done in most states of USA. And it is the best system. So students, today we have covered the inquest. We have covered the types of inquest, purpose of inquest, police inquest, magistrate inquest. You should know it by heart 100%. It will come in your exams. And you should have some basic idea about coroner's inquest and medical exam system. So this was the today's video. We'll meet again in next video with one important topic. Thank you.